Hello and welcome to the Bee and the Rose Knitting Podcast. I am your host, Kat, and this is my podcast about knitting, crochet, spinning, needle, felt, embroidery, if I ever decide to pick that back up again, sewing, everything fibery and crafty. I am, of course, Kat, as I said, and I'm coming to you from Southern California. Today is the 2nd of January. I'm not wearing my glasses or my contacts, so I can't see anything. I can just see the little light that is my camera indicating that it is on. So I'm just going to focus on that, which I ought to be doing anyhow. So it's really sunny today, actually. I had to close my blinds because I was all kinds of washed out. But it has been a couple of weeks since I podcasted last. I think I podcasted in the 3rd week of December. I think it was just before Christmas, possibly there and about Yule-ish. And so I've had Christmas, and while I don't celebrate Christmas religiously, my family celebrates Christmas as a culture. Being in America, where Christian holidays are highly prevalent. And I got a few things. Oh my goodness, I got so many lovely things for my family. I'm just really excited about it. I haven't gotten that much done. I was not able to finish my older sister's socks because I have yet to measure her foot. And I think I kind of lost a little bit of like the moment she put on the first sock and was like, oh, the heel is too far out. Like the heel's just a little too long on it. The moment she did that, it's like it extinguished the flame to continue. I was already having a hard time with those socks because they're shorty. They're like no-show socks. And while the construction is fairly simple, it is a little strange, and I kind of just went, nope, no. I'll pick them back up eventually because they are currently taking up my 2.75 needles, and I need them back for other things. So I'll just have to get the measuring tape out and grab her foot. Because I would really like to get those done. Like the wool is just amazing. It's Merino, alpaca, Nylon blend, and it's the most luscious thing to work with, and it's so soft. I love it. I just don't like the project I'm working on right now, and I'm sure I'll make her dozens more pairs of this sock. I just have to get her measurements. That's all. Yeah, so I do have one FO though. I have this hat. Yes, I have a little end that's sticking out from the color change. Hold on. Oh, nope, not that side. Nope. Try it over here. So, this is also for my sister, but she doesn't like it. I think it's the color. I was hoping this orange wouldn't be quite as orange as it is. I was hoping it would be a little more brown, because this is supposed to be a Ravenclaw hat, and this orange is just too orange. This is made out of Lion Brand Hometown, which is a chunky weight yarn. I don't really... Yeah, I guess it's chunky is the same in both the UK and the US, but I don't like that there's like in the US we've mostly adopted this number system rather than using the words fingering weight, DK, worsted, Aran, all of that, because it kind of means that while I'm fairly new to knitting and crocheting, and there's ample time to learn these things, it means that I have to do a lot of conversion when it comes to looking at commercial acrylic yarns in America. It's annoying. I don't like it. I just want things to just be the same. I've got the same kind of feeling about the difference of terms between crochet, in crochet for the US and UK terms. Like in the US, in comparison to the UK terms, the US stitches are a half step smaller. Like our single is, I think they're half double, or maybe even they're double. And it just kind of progresses. A double crochet to me is a treble crochet to them, and it's just like, why? What happened here? Why? Why is this the thing? And it even goes into like ton, and I think even a million. Like the number is off by a 0 in between the countries, and it's like, how do we do maths together, you guys? Like, this stuff is supposed to be universal, and our terms are different. What happened? And it's just kind of annoying. But this is my hat, and this is gonna go, it's probably gonna get thrown into a charity bin or something because my sister doesn't like it. That's okay. I was able to put it in a giveaway anyhow. And it's a 2x2 ribbing. I believe I did 76 stitches. And I did Jenny's Jenny's surprisingly stretchy cast on, which I really love. Unfortunately, one of the things Rhiannon doesn't like about it is that the cast on, the ribbing is too loose. So I'm not saying that's the cast on's fault, but it's just like, I tried it with 70, I tried it at 72 stitches and it was too tight, and then I tried it at 76 stitches and it's too loose. It's just kind of, it bums me out. And then she doesn't like the color. There's a the two colors I'm using with this is, and you'll understand why I was dumb to think that this orange was correct for my purposes when I say this. This is San Diego Navy and another town pumpkin. I think it's Portsmouth pumpkin, Portsmouth, I'm not really sure. It's pumpkin. And there's another color that's a more coppery tone that I want to try and get my hands on. The only problem is I've never seen it in stores. The thing about the hometown is I have this small inkling of a feeling that it might be Walmart exclusive. I've never seen it anywhere else. Like, I went to a few different Michaels in the area to try and find different colors, and they didn't have it. So I would have to probably go online, and this is $3 in stores. And that's with tax. Online, it's like $5 plus shipping. If you go through Lion Brand's website. So that's a kind of a bummer. That was my cell phone. So I'm gonna just turn my silencer off real quick. So that's my FO for this week. Oh, sorry, I just hit my table. Words. What are words? I don't know. Yeah, so going on to works in progress. So the the knit along that I put the hat in was Christy Lay's winter warm-up knit along on Relatively Crafty. She is doing, she's been all of 2017, or at least I think possibly she started in the summer. She has been doing seasonal knit-alongs that go from like the equinox to the solstice to the equinox to the solstice. And she had another one that started in winter solstice, where she is, the things to qualify for that one is either you have to use worsted weight or heavier, or finish a blanket. And some of you may know if you watched the first episode, I have a few blankets. In fact, my first crochet project is a queen-sized blanket that I have not finished. Still on the hook. And my other work in progress that is also a blanket, where did my needle go? There it is. Found it. Yay. Is this lovely, really thick, really big. Actually, it's not really big, but it's kind of a lot for what it is. It's large. Baby blanket that is done in crocodile stitch. Not following any pattern. I just cast on a chain that was both at an appropriate length of what I wanted the width to be, and then also worked in a multiple of 6 plus 1. Yeah, a 6 plus 3. Because in order to do a crocodile stitch, is that true? Yes. No, I think it's just 6. I have no idea, I can't remember. But anyhow, so you do the multiple you need for a crocodile stitch, and you keep that multiple. You can just do the chain to the length you want, as long as it falls within that multiple, and then you go about, you have to do, the first row is the setup row, where you, I'm going to show you the back of my work real fast, and hopefully my camera, can I adjust the white balance while still recording? I can. Oh my god, that's amazing. So the back of the crocodile stitch, this is upside down, but it's good enough, is you go into 2 posts, and the first row, and back down, yeah. The first row, you have to create those 2 posts. So you crochet, and this is US terms, you crochet 2 double crochets into 1 stitch every 3rd stitch, including at the 2 at the end. And then on your way back, you crochet. That's a lot of words. I'm mostly better from the chest infection I had last month. Wow, that was last month. But oxygen is still kind of a bit of a commodity here in my lungs. So I'm not great at talking forever, which is strange for me. I'm used to just babbling along. But you do 5 double crochets into each post, but what you want to do to make it so that they're not right on top of each other, so that they are, I can't remember the word for it, but they're doing the thing, is you want to do it on every other set of posts, alternating. And then you just do 5 double crochets into the first post, do a slip stitch, and then, or rather, I'm sorry, a chain, do a chain, single chain, and then do another 5 in the second post, and then you skip the post that's in the middle, and then you do it again, and you keep going down. When I started this blanket, it took me about an hour to do every row. I think it's still about that because when I picked it back up yesterday, I was right here on the row. No, it was on this one because story time. I was about right here to start with, and then while finishing about half of one of Nathan at Sockmatician's podcasts, I got to the end, realized I had a mistake on the second scale down below. I had only done half a scale, which I've done probably a million times because when you crochet, when you're tired, you make mistakes. One of the most common mistakes I'll do is I will do half of a scale and then go to the next one, which is kind of unfortunate. So there are a few of those in here, and I'm not going to go looking for them as I find myself doing right now, because I will want to rip all the way back, and I don't have time for that. I started crocheting this when my friend's son was 1, and he's 3 now. So it's about time I finish this, and I think I'm really glad that the winter warm-up cowl is really going to push me to do that. Because, like, she's taking whips, obviously, and so you can either do the worsted weight work or a blanket, like finish a blanket. So whips are encouraged, though new projects are welcome as well. And yeah, so I'm about halfway through. I have to sit down and measure it. The last time I measured it, I think it was about 2 feet. It feels like it's quite a bit longer than that now. It covers my entire torso. And I think, if I remember correctly, I had it 37 inches across. This is a baby blanket, y'all. It's a cot blanket. Yeah, totally. I don't overestimate how big projects are gonna be. So I just want to get it to the point where it's not like wider than it is long, and then once it looks good, I will finish the front, and then I have to put a backing on it because this is not great for little ones. And even though he's 3 now, and he'll probably be like 4 by the time he gets. No, I really want to finish it in March. He's 3 now. I want this to be an heirloom object for Hannah and her family to have. So if they're going to be using this blanket for future babies, it cannot be quite so holey in the back. So what I'm going to do, I haven't decided if I'm going to knit or if I'm going to crochet. I'm probably going to knit because it would make a tighter fabric, and I think the look of the knit stitches would really look more like scales. Like the chest scales, not like the big old Pelt scales that this one tends to be. I'm going to take a heather gray and I'm going to go to the back and knit up the back. And I have to figure out how I'm going to interlock the 2 fabrics. I think that's going to be simple enough because the crocodile scales do hide quite a bit of the back. But it shouldn't be too hard to go into the intermittent posts and connect it that way. But that is something I've been thinking about almost since I started the project and realized that it's a bit too holey. I really love it. It's really nice and heavy. It'll make a really good thick winter blanket if Texas ever gets cold again. They're in North Texas, so there's a chance of it. It did snow in South Texas this year, last year, which is just wild. That's wild. Like, I can't even understate how weird it is that it snowed in San Antonio this year. Like, just, what the freaking frick-frack? What's going on, global warming? Calm down. But yes, so that's my whip, and that's going to distract me for several weeks until about a week and a half ago, I posted my goals for March. I'm going to be knitting 31 hats in 31 days in the month of March for NaNoChromo, which is National Knitting and Crochet Month, I believe. And I participated in the first annual NaNoChromo last year, and it was really fun. There were a bunch of knitters and crocheters who gathered up, and we had essentially a big old knit along where you just meet your goals for March. I knit the majority of the F chart of the Celastarum shawl in March. I was going to try and do the whole thing, like from chart A to the end of chart F, and was told that I was mad. And so I knit chart A through E starting on February 15th, and by the time March 1st came around, I was ready to start chart F, and then I came within about, I want to say, 5 rows of finishing before I went completely mad. I didn't quite make it, and then it took me the next 6 months to finish the rest. So that was last year. This year I'm knitting preemie hats, and I'm going to be knitting 31 of them, and I'm hoping that the majority of them will be purple, but we will see, because I'm knitting them to give to the National Center on Shaken Baby Syndrome. And what you do for that is you knit the hats and you send them in, and then they take them and they distribute them to families, and the family get to pick out what hat they want, but they have to be purple because that's the color for that particular cause. Now I'm also going to be, I'm probably going to be knitting other colors, and I'm going to have accent colors as well, because the ones that don't have purple in them, I can give to the Knots of Love Foundation, which is up in Costa Mesa, and they will distribute them to NICUs. So, yes, that's my goal, and I've got a GoFundMe for it. I've collected $20 so far as of today, and I'm on a yarn diet, and all of my yarn money is going to that. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really glad that other people think that that's a worthy cause to donate to, because the cost is going to be about $80, and that's kind of steep for me, just because living costs where I am are incredibly high, and the wages I'm paid are incredibly low. But I still really want to be able to take my time and my skills to put into this very worthy cause. So we'll see how that goes. Like, I know I'm going to do it. I know it's going to get done, and I'm very happy about it. But that is future knitting a little bit. Oh my goodness, I'm really excited about it. And then So we had Christmas, and so I acquired some things. I have 3 sisters who are of an age where they might buy me stuff, and also I got things from my stepmom. My mom gave me a $200 forgiveness because I bought this computer on Black Friday, but she fronted the money, and I had given her, it was $400, and I gave her $200 of it, and so for Christmas she was like, yeah, you don't have to pay me back. Who needs actual things? Which kind of miffed me a little bit. But that's fine, I guess. I can just use that $200 on other things, I suppose. Like yarn. Like Pima cotton. So, my little sister Bridget, I had asked for pretty much exclusively, like all I asked for was Knit Picks Imagination Bare yarn, and she obliged, and I got 4 of these. I haven't rescanned them or anything yet because, you know, life, but yeah, 4 of them, and that brings my count up to 10. So I probably only need about 2 more before I feel comfortable, like that is a comfortable sweater weight for me. A sweater quantity? Yeah, sweater quantity for me. So Bridget got me that, and my stepmom, who is my mom, I have a couple of moms. So I have Sandra, who gave birth to me, and I have Meg, who had a huge hand in raising me, because I cannot remember the time, like I was only a couple of months old when her and my dad got hitched. So this is from my mom, Meg, and it is a yarn bowl from Darn Yarns, the ones that do the kits. It's very nice. It's short and shallow. It's cute, and it's perfect for when my yarn gets to the point. Hold on one second. I'm fiddling. Where did the ball go? I know the end is, like, I can see. The end is nigh. Oh my goodness, it's perfect for when my yarn gets like this, because I cake my yarn, and then the cake collapses, and I ball it up, and it's absolutely perfect for when it gets to this point. Now, Missy over here is still going to run up to it and grab it out of my yarn bowl and run away from that, because she does that with even my tallest of yarn bowls. There is the Needlecraft Cottage down in Pacific Beach has yarn bowls that are like flower containers, while it's decorated as like a flower container that you would have in your kitchen or a cookie jar, and they have lids, and I really want one of those, but the cookie jar is $89 and the flower jar is $69, and no, sorry, $69, and while that is well worth it, that's outside of my price range. Totally worth it. Like, if I had the capital, I would buy that in a second and not even glum about the price, but being that I'm poor, unfortunately, it's out of my price range, and it's a someday item. Like, someday I will own that. Not today, though. Now, my older sister Rhiannon, knowing that I wanted to knit sweaters, got me a copy of this lovely, oh my gosh, this is so pretty and just a gorgeous piece of work of Slow Knitting, a journey from sheep to skein to stitch by Hannah. I'm gonna totally butcher this. Thiessen? Thiessen. There it is, and it's gorgeous. Look at this cover, you guys. I'm not much of a book person, but there are a lot of patterns in here, and I think there's some I can't think, information about sizing maybe, and so I think it's going to be really, really nice, and the pictures are gorgeous, and they're lovely patterns, so I'm going to be able to dive into that. And then my little sister Moira got me this huge project bag. I think there's spot for 6 yarns, 6 skeins in here. The 6 skein project bag, and everything is like see-through, so you can like see what yarns you're gonna keep in here. And then on the top there's a notions pouch, and there's all of these yarn guides, so if you're doing like complicated color work, everything's gonna be nice and neat. And then I think I'm probably gonna move my blanket into this because it's so large, and my blanket can definitely fit in there. So I'm so happy about that. Oh my god, it's just absolutely wonderful, and they all did really lovely with my request of naked yarn. This coffee mug is empty. So that was everything there. I have done some work on my little sister's socks. It's still on the bobbin. I have about 2 grams left to spin. Not very much, like just a little tiny half of a battling. I haven't decided. I do have one other battling left after that. I don't know if I want to spin it or allow her to turn it into a unicorn horn. She really wants to turn it into a unicorn horn, so I might let her do that. Because it's her present. It's her fiber. And then I'll get onto chain plying it. So I worked on that on New Year's Eve, and I only have a little bit left to do. It's still kind of doing that thing where it breaks. It's breaking on me a lot. It's just so wonderful. Which just means I either haven't plied it, no, I haven't put enough twist into it, or it comes out of its guide and wreaks all kinds of havoc because it will stick to its bobbin, like the side of the bobbin gets caught. So yeah, and that is about all I have this week. I don't have any ranty stuff to go into. It is 2018. It's a new year. In the last year, I've procured so much stash. I currently have about 4 bins full of wool in various forms. And I have one bin in particular that has like really deep stash, really old stuff that I've had since 2015, which I know for some of you is not that long, but that is my entire crafting career. That has just like become completely tangled on itself, and I'm going through the process right now of detangling that box and skying everything up so it won't retangle, because I had a lot of them caked in there, and then the cakes, through whatever reason, I don't know why, because it was nice and neat before, but it's not anymore. Just nobody touched it, but here we are. The cakes completely collapsed and everything's a tangled mess. Also, earlier, a couple of months ago, I bought another skein of green Plymouth Mouth, Galloway, because I could not for the life of me find where mine went. I found it. It was pretending to be some of my Heartland Lions brand wool. So now I have 2 skeins of those that I can do whatever I want with it, which is fun. More wool. So this year I'm going to do my best to save up. I'm probably gonna buy more fiber in May because I want to have a good, decent stash ready to go for Tour de Fleece. I only got about 10 ounces spun last year for Tour de Fleece. I want to get much more spun this year. I want to be like one of the like top spinners or whatever. And I also, like last year, I think there were a few things that I was like, I really want to do this preparation in like, I want to take the colors and make them this way and blah, blah, blah. But really, for the most part, I wasn't really spinning for any particular projects. And this year, I want to have like, okay, I have this set of batlings from Yarn Shine. They're going into a lace weight shawl, spring shawl, and I want the color repeat to look like this. It's gonna be, I want set projects in mind for these. I don't want to just be spinning because I can. I want to try new things. Speaking of spinning, Jade of So Perfect Pearls podcast, who is the person who got me into the whole crafting podcasting world because of her Tour de Fleece video, is doing a mini skein spin along for January, I think. I'm not quite sure on the dates, but I think it's, or maybe it's a year long. And it's just about trying new things, either new fibers or a different preparation or a different technique. So I'm really interested in doing that. I'm not sure if I have the fiber stash for it though, because I have a lot of fiber stash, but it's so precious. It's kind of like, because I have a limited price range, everything that's over $10 is like, I must hoard this until everything is perfect, which you can't do. You can't do that. You gotta use what you have. Like, I have a design in mind, and I spun the fiber for it, and I have it. I have to plot out that design more carefully, and then I'm probably going to use some waste yarn to see how that works out before I turn the shawl into that. But like, I really need to get on it, and I've been taking my sweet time because I'm hesitant about it. I have to stop doing that. I also have a couple of shawls that are like that, actually, but one of them I don't have all of the yarn for. I only have like 2 skeins of a certain color, and I want like 3 others, and it's financially going to take me a minute to get over to yarn experiments. And I may or may not have talked about that shawl before, but that's all I'm going to say about it. I've learned the technique I need. I just got to go in and do it. This coffee cup is still empty. I don't know why. I'm trying to get more coffee out of it. I think that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a super awesome new year. I hope that everyone's health stays with them. And there are a lot of question marks all around the world for what's happening right now. And I just hope that we make it to the end of 2018 a little more harmonious than 2017. 2017 was a real rocky one, and I hope for 2018 we can come together and stop letting people who would tear us apart do that. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys have a lovely couple of weeks. I don't know how long it'll take me to get to the next podcast. I try to keep it to every week to every other week, but sometimes I die. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining in with me, and have a lovely, lovely night.